Greetings, Alphalete team, whatever you want to be known as. Welcome to session 2 of the week. Now, for those who don't know, I normally film a week in advance, so I'm now filming this on the hottest day of the year so far. And if you've ever watched a war film, when they, for punishment, they put someone in a prisoner of war camp, they put them in a wooden box with no ventilation. That's where I'm at right now. But this isn't punishment, this is pleasure for me, apparently. For those of you who haven't done the programme before, Tuesdays is normally a mix of boxing, sometimes a bit of kettlebells, sometimes a bit of bodywork. We're going to focus purely on boxing today as it's the first one of this new cohort. Yes, cohort, you heard that right. So we're going to do some boxing today. Now there's the option for our more advanced, intermediate, however you want to call yourselves. We're going to put some bands into it, okay? For those of you just starting, by all means use the bands if you want to give yourself a bit of a test. But let's start without the bands first, see how you get on. If you feel like you can crack on, add the bands rather than having to take them away. So the warm up today is going to be, we're going to go through some basic boxing technique. Now I know most of you have seen the Boxing 101 video that I shared with the group. We're going to go through some basic technique as the warm up. Intermediate advanced, if you want to go and do your own warm up, crack on, come back and find us in a minute. We'll still be here, but we're just going to work on some technique, all right? So let me just start the clock. So, most important thing with boxing is to get your stance right, okay? Everything comes from the balance that you have through your feet, okay? If you don't get that right, everything else goes to rats, okay? So, if you are normal and are right-handed, we're going to take one step forward with that front foot here, okay? That's left-handed, okay? Obviously, if in medieval times you've been drowned at birth and you're left-handed, have I got that right? Right-handed? You're left-handed, yeah. If you medieval times would have been drowned at birth for being left-handed, you take one step forward with your right foot, okay? That is the basics of your stance and guard. Now, obviously you're quite square on at this point. This is all visible to your opponent. We're going to bring that front shoulder in there, hands in nice and tight by your shoulders, and that's it, all right? Now, if you can see my back foot, my heel is off the floor, and my big toe is on the floor, and that's where I generate all my power from. Why is your back heel off the floor, I hear you cry? Well, that is because if you are flat-footed like this, you cannot get your hip through. You need your hip to turn through so that you can generate any power with boxing, right? So, give you that demonstration again. If your foot's there or there, you try and throw that punch, you're not going to get any leverage in it, okay? What we need to do is the punch still needs to be turning as it lands on the target and comes back, all right? So that's the basics of it. So, that's why our back heel is always off the floor, and our big toe is where everything in boxing comes from, okay? All the power for any shot that you throw comes from that big toe on your back foot. Right, that's your basic foot setup. Front shoulder in, already getting quite warm up here, brilliant. Front shoulder in, chin down, and you're looking through your eyebrows, right? So that is your basic stance and guard. Keep a little bit of bend in your legs, they act as shock absorbers, and the most important punch you'll throw is this front hand, which is called the jab, all right? So, push off that big toe, push that into the floor, generate some force, come straight back, all right? There, there. So we do a couple of those jabs, and it just comes out nice and quick and goes straight back. So it goes out, if you can see from here, it goes out in a straight line and comes straight back. It doesn't come out like that, come back around here somewhere, then come back up. It's all about protecting yourself for as long as possible, so that jab comes out there. Okay, let me do a couple of examples the wrong way around. Again, back heel's off the floor. So if you are left-handed, this is how you're going to throw it. Straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back. If you're right-handed, swap your feet around there, okay? So if you've ever done karate or anything like that, it's completely the opposite way around, but don't worry about it, all right? You'll soon get used to it. So, that's your front hand, this is your back hand, okay? So this you'd use as a rangefinder, making sure that lands. If this lands, then this will land, okay? And this is your backhand, is your power shot, because you're driving all the power through that big toe, up through your knee, up through your hip, into your shoulder, and there, okay? So it's a whole body movement. So I see a lot of people on the internet teaching boxing, punching like that. That's wrong, okay? That's the sort of movement you need, as if you're pulling on a rope, all right? So if you've never done boxing before, and you're not used to that punching mechanic, just think of yourself pulling on a rope, okay? So if you pull on a rope, you have to get your body into it. That's the same as doing, okay? So just get that movement going, that motion going, and then bring it up to your chin and make a fist, all right? So your shoulders are nice and relaxed. You don't want to tense up through those shoulders. As soon as you tense up, is stopping that range of motion again, all right? So everything in boxing is about being nice and relaxed, trying to generate the longest range of motion possible. So the longest range of motion possible creates the speed, which creates the power, right? So you don't ever try and load up and smash through. If you want to hit something harder, you hit it faster, all right? So that's how we're going to go. So let's just do a couple of those, just those left rights to go through. Get yourself warmed up. We're going to do about 20 seconds of this, all right? So just take it at your own pace. Make sure you're feeling that hip is off, that back foot is off the floor, and those hips are turning, all right? So just feel that movement as you transfer the weight from almost one foot to the other as you throw these punches, all right? So go back to that front hand, push in. So a little tip you can do, because what a lot of people do when they throw this shot is they lean in like Superman leaving through a window, okay? That's the wrong technique. You want to keep this anchor to the floor. So if you're struggling with that, and when you find you're throwing your jab, you're lifting off, what I'm going to ask you to do is attack with that front foot, all right? There. Okay? And then you can come in, there. You attack, boom. Okay, stops that back heel. So what people do sometimes is they kind of drift as they throw the punches. That's all because they're bringing this big toe off the floor, okay? Let's have a little shake out. We're going to move into the bent arm shots, which are going to be the hooks and the uppercuts. So front hook is going to come straight up there and back down again, okay? It doesn't swing in. You're not in a kebab shop after closing time fighting with someone over a bag of chips. This is proper boxing, okay? So it comes to that top hip, there, that's the end position. Fist, wrist, elbow all in line, and then back, okay? So what it's for, what this punch is for, is to come around the back of someone's guard. So you just come up, boom, there, okay? So little technique tip for you. Back heel's off the floor. We spin into this, we plant that back foot to generate some power. Now if you can see, hopefully you can see on the video, but my front foot has now pivoted completely. Now if you're wearing a pair of training shoes, you want to look at the logo on the back of the heel at this point, okay? That's just end point there, and then go straight back, okay? So I'm going to stop it there. So you can see everything's in a straight line, and I'm looking at the logo on the back of my shoe. I'm going to come back into that on guard position there. Same with the backhand. That comes through there. You can see how I'm getting that pivot off that big toe on the back foot again there. So as you throw a couple of these, make sure your hips are moving. So a lot of people throw them like that. That is incorrect, my friends, all right? So we want to transfer weight from hip to hip. So front hip, back hip, front hip, back hip. Same with the feet, okay? Transfer the weight, we turn the front foot, we turn the back foot, turn the front foot, turn the back foot. Hip, foot, all the time, all right? So we're going to do 20 seconds of that. Make sure you're feeling comfortable. Make sure, let's just stop a few so that you're not coming there. It's a bent arm shot, so this arm must be bent, all right? At its end point. So let's just get us there. We'll stop a few at the end. And we're just checking that balance. We're checking that heel, aren't we? And again here, checking that big toe coming up there, all right? So you can see the way my hips are turning. That's when I'm generating all the force from. It doesn't come from my shoulders. I don't load up on it. Swinging shots. It's all generating from this fast whip of the hips, okay? So the faster you turn your hips, the faster that shot comes out, all right? So that's the guide for you, okay? Turn those hips, feel the whip, all right? So next one. Don't worry if it's all a bit fast. You'll pick it up over the weeks as we go on, all right? So we'll spend some more time on technique. Uppercuts. So these are a little short shot that travel about 3 or 4 inches. So how you throw this is you're being nice and close with someone, they step in, their chin's down, and you tag them on the chin there, okay? So it's all through that violent acceleration again in the hip. So if I throw there, I'm driving up, his arm is in a straight line again, and then it comes back down. So there. But it's not swinging right back here. I don't know if you've ever seen Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit, or Every Which Way But Loose, one of them. They throw their kind of shots like that, okay? So all that's going to do is get you hurt because you're not protecting yourself. So you're there until the very last minute and drive up. So you're driving all that energy through these hips, okay? So try and feel the rhythm. You can see my feet again. Look how they move, okay? So I'm up on that big toe here. I come up onto the big toe on this one. So again, swapping between the hips, swapping between the feet, okay? Okay, so we're just going to put that all together. So we're going to do some straights. About 10 seconds taking up a lot of your time here, which I didn't really want to do. And then into those hooks. Good, into those uppercuts, okay? All in the hips, all in the feet, okay? Don't worry about trying to generate any power. That comes from the speed that you're throwing your shots, all right? So have a shake out, get yourself a drink. We're now ready to go into today's session. So today's session is going to be, I think it's 8 rounds. Yes, it is. We've got 6 rounds of boxing and 6 rounds of core work. So the nature of this exercise, the nature of the work today, we're going to do 20 seconds of punching. We're going to rest for 10 seconds and then go again. We're going to do 8 sets of punching for each round with 10 seconds of rest. It's called Tabata training, or it's Tabata style. True Tabata protocol is you work flat out for that 20 seconds. We're just going to try and learn, get some movement going, get your heart rate up, get a bit of conditioning going, okay? So for those of you who are intermediate and advanced, you are going to work flat out. The rest of us, we're going to work at a bit more of a controlled pace just to ease yourself into the program, okay? So the first round we're going to do, we're only going to work on that front hand, all right? So just work on that front hand. For those using bands, obviously you're going to put the bands round. Banded position is it comes through your thumbs, okay? Can you see that? And then if you're working the bands, you just push out there, okay? So I'm going to do the first 4 without the bands, and then the second 4 with the bands, right? So I'm going to join our new friends for the first 4 and join my old friends for the last 4, okay? So let's get ready to go. 3, 2, 1, let's get punching. So pushing off that big toe again, driving through, attacking with that front foot, making sure that's coming back to your chin every time, so you don't want it to come back kind of there every time. I know you get tired, but it's got to come back to that chin, so just tap it on your chin every time as we push through. 2 seconds and rest, okay? So we're going to do that again. We're going to do a round of all front hand, so you start feeling this in your shoulders. We're going to do a round of all back hand, all right? So let's go again with that front hand, nice and quick coming through, lifting that front foot off if you need that extra training tip to stop your back foot lifting off. But we're attacking with that front foot, coming through nice and straight with that jab, palm down at the end, coming all the way back to the chin every time, all right? So nice and straight, nice and fast, good. So the jab is the straightest, most direct line to the target, so just come straight out, straight back, all right? And let's go again. Round 3, or session 3. Section 3. It's 1 for a minute. For some reason, it's playing the same song twice. Really attacking, nice and straight, palm down. Okay, if it's warm where you are, take some breathers. You've got 10 seconds in between. Don't take big gulps of water, take a little sip if you need one. And we go. Number 4, so I'm going to swap over onto bands after this. Just drilling that technique. Drillers make killers, gang. More times you do it right, better it's going to get. The more times you do it wrong, you're never going to get better. So really concentrate on that technique today. If you have to slow it down to that sort of pace, slow it down to that sort of pace, all right? I want to get this right. At heart, I'm a boxing coach. It needs to be right. Or I'll come and visit you in the small hours and put a bat up your nightdress. Right, okay, bands on. For those using bands, I know you've been using them already. So instantly, you can feel that a bit more in your shoulder. Still coming back to your chin. So I'm going to slow that down for the beginners. So you can see, coming straight out, straight back, all right? Every time, straight lines. It's like being locked in an oven up here. There's a reason they make saunas out of, wouldn't there? Ten seconds. Number 6. Pushing off that big toe, still on the back foot, aren't we? Attacking with that front foot if you need to. Stop that front foot lifting off. Heel is off the floor. Number 7, and we're nearly done with round 1 already. Blimey. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Right, okay. So really snapping out, snapping back. Snap out, snap back. It's quite a good drill with this if you have got a band, because it does concentrate bringing that hand back to your chin. So maybe if you are a beginner, just get that feeling with that hand coming back to your chin every time. Rest. One more to do, gang. And the music's finished. For no apparent reason. Let's go again. Good job I didn't get the black band up. 3 seconds in, 2, 1, and time. Okay, get yourselves a drink. Let me just work out what's going on here. Just going to change the music up. I do apologise for the dead air. I thought you might want some music. Right, let's go to one of my playlists. Apologies if any filthy language. Hopefully. Right. At some point today, this is going to catch up with us. Right, okay, a bit more until John started. Right, okay, so round 2, you've had long enough rest. Well, I prattled about the music. We're going to go backhand, okay? So that's how we're going to join my new friends for this first one. So backhand again, remember, come straight through, straight back. There, okay? Little analogy, imagine you're leaning through a window to pick a cake, or what would that be, that's cooling on the windowsill and you're coming back out again. So come in, snatch it, come back out again, all right? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So let's turn in that hip again. Back heel is off the floor, coming through that big toe. Front hand is nice and strong. How you getting on with those bands? Old gang. Make sure that shoulder's turning through. Keeping that extension coming through. Rest. 1 done. I think you can tell it's a bit warm up here. Okay, here we go again. So turning through. Hands coming back to your chin every time. So that is the one advantage of having the bands, so they do pull your hands back to the chin. Five seconds. Rest. Back on that backhand again. Obviously, if you are left-handed, swap your stance round. Remember that back heel is off the floor. Just keep checking that you're pushing through that big toe and you're turning all the way through and coming straight back. Rest. Halfway point. So these, because they're only 20 seconds, they do go quite quickly, these rounds. And we're turning again. If you find yourself your balance going, widen up your feet a little bit. It's probably because you come in a little bit narrow, like I just did there. Say do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. Rest. Okay, so I'm going to put the band on. Okay, so we turn all the way through. Get the front hand nice and tight to my chin. Make sure I'm in shot. Three seconds. Good. Remember, this is the power shot. So if you don't think it's going out very hard, speed it up. Speed up through that hip. It needs to come at that kind of speed. Accelerate through the target. Reset your feet if you need to. Rest. 2 to go. Let's go again. Number 7. So each round is 4 minutes long, 3 minutes of activity with a minute's rest in between. So you shouldn't really need too much of a rest in between rounds, team. Unless you're working in some sort of Scandinavian sweatbox. Woo. Think of the weight loss though. It's not really weight loss, it's not fat, it's water. There we go. Get that front hand up nice and tight. 10 seconds. Round 2 done, and we're a quarter of the way through today's workout already. Well, if I hadn't waffled on for 10 minutes at the start, it wouldn't be even closer to finishing, right? Okay, so we're going to go into hooks, okay? Oh no, both hands, sorry. So, the left and right, or right and left, depending on which way around your wires. There, okay? So just make sure that's that motion I spoke about before of pulling on that rope. I've forgotten to tell you to set your watch to high intensive interval training as usual. So if you haven't done that already, do it. Good thing about these watches is that if the calories are less than you think you've burnt, they're wrong. If it's more than you thought they'd burnt, it's spot on and right. Right, let's go. So we're doing both hands. Let's go. So again, really important to keep those hips turning, hands coming back to your chin. You can see where my foot is at the back. I'm turning through those hips. That analogy of pulling on the rope. You see my back heel is off the floor and I'm coming through that big toe. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is so important that you get the mechanics right. Number 2, nice and relaxed through those shoulders, don't tense up through the shoulders. The shoulders are coming out because of the force you're generating by turning those hips, alright? Who thought that punching thin air could be that taxing on the shoulders, eh? Number 3, I think. 2, 1, let's go. How are we getting on out there? Remember those cues. Heel, big toe. If you're using the bands, crack on. Keep smashing it out. Rest. We're halfway through at the end of this one. And I shall revert to my bands. Okay, let's go again. Back heel still off the floor, big toe. Especially these first few weeks, I want you to keep remembering that. If you find yourself getting out of shape, correct it, go back, start again. If you learn bad habits at this stage, you're going to ingrain them into your training, alright? Let's get that motion through the hips. Oh, I need my band. Sorry, team. Best place to hook your band is through your thumbs, I always find. Hopefully none of you have got an allergy to rubber, like Manny. I need to wear little white gloves. Oh! And we're turning and turning. Good thing about these sessions is when you see me struggle, you know they're working. And I've only done 2 rounds on the bands, so a round and a half. Number 7, so we've got 2 of these left, so 40 seconds of punching with both hands left here. Nice and light on your feet. Nice and relaxed with those shoulders still. Hands coming back to your chin. Rest. 1 to go. It's got a wet t-shirt competition. Oh. Okay. Oh. Ten seconds then. Nice and light on those feet. Checking that stance and guard, checking your balance. Make sure those fists are turning over at the top. Great work, team. 3 rounds done. Okay, so we're going to go to hooks next. So I'll explain the band setup first. For those who want to use bands and haven't done them before, just towel myself off. It's like an Alexander O'Neill concert. Right, or Barry White. Right, one for the kids. Okay, so the bands, they come up. You slightly change the setup in the bands, they come over your hands. And they come up and round your shoulders, okay? So if you go under here, they don't present any resistance. So they have to come around your shoulders a little bit so you get that resistance as they turn through, okay? There, that's your movement with the bands, all right? As I say, I'm going to do the first 4. Heart rate is nicely up now. Okay, long enough rest because you're getting 10 seconds every time. If you do need a longer rest, please take a break, press pause, come back and join me. Or us, join us. It's not just me, it's all of us. We are a collective. Right, so it's hooks. So remember the cues, turning those hips. Get that twist on your feet, okay? There, 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 there. So take it nice and slow if you've not done it before. Just find the groove of the movement. And then you start picking it up once your movement's correct, all right? Don't run before you can walk, please. Remember when we finish, hands are flat, straight line, wrist, elbow, fist, all right? Remember the twist, remember, so you're looking at the front foot, heel comes up with the back foot, look at that front heel, there, okay? Bandy guys, put the work in. Rest. Let's go again. There's hooks, straight lines, bent arm. So we're not swinging, are we? Bent arm shot, coming straight up. Feet are still turning. Rest. Number 4 coming up. Great presentation skills there, Brian. Talking to a towel. What was he teaching? I don't know, I couldn't hear him. Mumbly mouth. Right. 2 seconds, we're halfway. Well done. My band comes on. Like I said, if you are switching to bands at this point, up over your shoulders, through your thumbs. Let's go again. Gets instantly wrong. Right, here we go. Making sure my feet are turning properly, my hips are turning still. Rest. And again, set those feet up. Making sure those hands are straight line still. Fist, wrist and elbow in a straight line as you finish. You do need to stop yourselves. Get those hands coming back to your chin. Number 7. Making sure those turns are still happening. Just caught myself not doing one properly there. Even someone with my experience can drop the technique, so that's why I say do it nice and slowly until you've drilled it correctly. It's always my favourite shot when I boxed. Normally to the body though. Generating all that power through your hips. Whip through the hips. 2 seconds. Cool. Quick drink. We're back on it. So this one is uppercuts. There's a different way of using the bands on these. They don't go under your... They don't go around your back. Remember what I said right at the start. Uppercuts are only a short movement, alright? So the way we use the bands with these, just get the hands in there, a little bit of a wide stance, and we just use the bands just to put some emphasis on that last 3 or 4 inches of the shot. So you can see the tendency is with the bands is to start pulling your hands down as you get tired, right? So that's what we're also drilling against, is your hands stay by your chin, alright? As I say, I'll do four segments with you guys that aren't using the bands, and then I'll join in with the bands for the banded brothers and sisters, or whatever I call this session. Right, so it's uppercuts. So remember what I said, it's all in the hips again, hips and the feet. You see how my hips come into that shot. Hands coming back to my chin every time. It's a violent acceleration in my hips that makes me throw that uppercut. Make sure I'm in shot, so you can see my feet hopefully. Rest. Oh, I got so carried away, I carried on. Didn't even need a rest. Okay. Let's go again. Turn, turn, hands coming back to your chin. That front one is just a really nice acceleration on that front hip. Arm comes up in a straight line behind it. Just in front of your face, alright? So you're not swinging back, as I said right at the start, you're not swinging back. It's just there, drive, drive, okay? Hands in the on guard position, you drive up from it. There we go again. Ten seconds. Try and get your rhythm going. These are the sort of moves I used to use back in the school disco. I can see while I was single for quite a long time in my life. According to my therapist. Right, I haven't really got one. Right, let's go. Get those hips moving, this is all in your hips, you know that? Because I've mentioned nothing else in today's session, or apart from the big toe at the back and the heel off the floor. Right, we are halfway. Yeah, I got caught up. Okay, if you're switching to the bands, get those nice and tight. Well, you have to flatten your feet off a little bit with these. Otherwise you end up pinging yourself in the groin. It isn't a very nice experience. Trust me, I've done it in testing. You can still get up a little bit. Get them right under the bands, right under those toes. And on the midfoot, on the back foot. Remember those bands also forcing your hands down, so keep your hands up. Get those shortened range of motion on the punches. Rest. 2 left. Go. You can still get your hips into it on the front, not so easy on the back. But let's just concentrate on the resistance in the bands, working your shoulders and pulling back. Get your hands up, 10 seconds. Oh, no, it's not. That's the rest. Time flies when you're having fun, kids. Really feel this one in your shoulders if you're doing it right. Because you're having to force up and then pull down against gravity and the resistance of the band. Get those hips turning though. Last little bit, 3 seconds. Yeah. Nice. Okay, our last round of punching. So, for those of you that train with me, or trained with me before, you know how much I like a seated punch up. But we're going to do it with bands today. I'm going to show you the setup for the bands. You sit on the band. This is a nasty enough exercise without the bands. So let's, if you are new, get used to working without it, and then we're just going to punch up there, right? Ooh, already that feels nasty. Right, so I'm going to join you. It's always good when your shins sweat, you know you're training hard, don't you? Right. So we're going to start seated punching up. For those that don't know it, sorry I haven't shown this. You come all the way up, all the way down, okay? We don't tickle up here somewhere. Hands coming back by the chin, they fully extend. Mr. Mepham will join me in the all the way up, all the way down every time I do this one in our sessions. Because he likes to take the piss. Ready to go in 3. If I can get the bloody clock started. Go, right, okay. Punching up, there. You can either do your legs out in front of you or get a little bend in your legs. But you're punching all the way up, all the way down. This gives you a nice little burn in your shoulders. I'm already regretting adding the bands into this today. Rest. Ooh. Again, if you need to take a breather, press pause. Come back, we're not going anywhere. Oh, slight bicep strain, gang, sorry. I'm having to manage it a little bit. Rest. Number 3. Keep those arms punching all the way up, all the way down, please. No tickling, no T-Rex arms. 3, 2, 1. Rest, number 4. So I know I've just demonstrated the bands. I'm not going to be using the bands today. Slight pull in the old arm. Don't aggravate it. Convenience, you say. Do as I can. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't want to pop my bicep again. And it's just at that stage where I think it might pop. Not as a result of these sessions, being stupid in the gym. Okay, we're now halfway through. 4 to go. If you're using the bands, great work, gang. I'm sure it's burning. Sweaty fun. 3 to go. What I was doing there, I almost went to hooks for some reason. Okay, all the way up, all the way down. I know this is getting tough now if it's the first time you've done it. Your shoulders will be burning. Fight through it, shake it out if you need to. Keep going as long as you can. I know it's a tough one. 2 to go. Ten seconds. We've just got 20 seconds to go, so 30 seconds left on the punching for today, and then we're going into core work, alright? We've got 2 rounds of core work. I might have to peel this t-shirt off me afterwards. Hopefully it hasn't gone see-through on video. Nobody needs to see that. Okay, last one then. Nice and strong finish. Woo. 2, 1 and time. Just going to towel myself down. Might even have to sit on the towel. For those of you who did that with the bands, cracking work. Discretion being the better part of valour, I thought I'd give that a rest. Right, okay, so we've got 2 rounds of core work and then we're done for today. So we've just got a basic crunch and then we're going to do some ankle taps, so it shouldn't be too horrendous. So, basic crunch. Just watch I don't smash my head into the bar now. So basic crunch, coming up, just touching against your knees and slide back down, right? So we're going to do as many of those as we can in 20 seconds. Always useful for 10th time on there. Right, are we ready then, team? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now I'm obviously not letting my head go back because I'm going to smash it into a metal bar. If you can get your shoulders back to the floor, please do. Rest. Round 2. Five seconds. Rest. When you rest, make sure you stretch your abs out. Take some big deep breaths. I really feel that in my bicep from earlier. I hope I haven't done any nasty. Keep smashing it out. This is round 3 or section 3. Rest. Stretch yourself off. There we go again. This is going to be halfway at the end of this. Want to count the top for count 2, do so. Want to hold it whilst you're on like the pain, keep going up and down. Muhammad Ali once famously said, I don't count how many press sit-ups I do, I start counting once they hurt, so I've just counted that last round. Go. Number 5. Halfway. Woo! Rest. 3 to go. Five seconds. Rest. Just 2 to go. And then we've got 1 final exercise for today. My t-shirt is so sweaty, it's making farting noises as I go into the crunches. It's not me, it's my t-shirt. My love. Every time. It's like that thing you should do at school when you should put your hand under your armpit. I don't know if you did that at your school. Show me age again. And lack of mental age. And rest. There's time on that one. Okay, 30-second rest, and then we're going to go into ankle taps, which is our last set of 8 today. So ankle taps, we're going to come up just as it's named. I'm going to make some terrible noises in this t-shirt doing this. There, so shoulders are off the floor, coming up, just touching between your ankle and your calf, alright? Which will give you how long do you want, 30 seconds from now. Okay, well done for getting through today's session. Just keep drilling that technique. It will come, it's your first session. Learn properly and do it properly, you'll be fine. Great work from everyone today. Got 15 seconds and we're finished. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have, despite feeling like I'm on a set of Tenko or something, another one for the kids. 8 is drama set in a Japanese prisoner of war camp. Mostly women, I think. There we go. Right, 3, 2, 1. Must stop showing the age. Right, ankle taps, let's go. So shoulders off the floor. So you should feel this in your obliques, which are your side abdominals, and in the top of your abs if you're doing it properly. If you're not, get those shoulders off the floor. Nice turn, reaching as far down your ankle as you can. Rest. 7 to go. Only the 7, I hear you cry. Hopefully you can see this. I'll swap around the angle in a minute, just in case you're struggling to see what I'm doing. Let's get the whole slurping sound of my t-shirt now. We'll see how much sweat I've got from the floor. That's grim. Right. Okay, so don't look up my trouser legs. There's nothing to see anyway. Right. I'm like Ken from Barbie. Make sure you're trying to reach as far as you can. I hope you're sweating as much as I am. Oh, there you go, almost went too early. This is number 4. Should be feeling at the top of your abs and your obliques down the sides. Ugh. Let's go. Ten seconds. And rest. Oh, he caught me there, second early. Cheats never prosper, team. Get down to the bell. Number 6, 3 to go. So open my eye. 10 seconds. I know it's dropped my finger. And rest. 2 to go. Okay, final 2 then, team. 10 seconds. I've got 30 seconds of work left for today. Keep putting it in. Make these last couple count. And 1 set to go, so just 20 seconds left. Let's go then, last one. Well done for hanging in there. Well done for getting the work in, getting the work done. 1% better every day, innit, team? This is day 2. And rest. Well done. Well, thank you very much, gang. I shall see you on the other side. I shall see you tomorrow for our strength session. Have a good rest of your day. Actually, you need to get that in. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Sweat angel. See you later.